History and English were put together as a collaboration between Miss Denny and myself last year. We started talking about how much we had in common in our classes. And we realized that in terms of writing, in terms of teamwork, in terms of the products that they were creating, we found that our goals for the students were actually seriously overlapping and were very, very common. And we thought, well, what if we got rid of that redundancy? We decided that if we got rid of the redundancy of the overlap of our classes, we could do some pretty cool things. And the more we brainstormed and the more we ideated different possible things that we could do in the class, we suddenly realized what an exciting opportunity this was for our sophomores.
So, as a matter of fact, we're going to be covering lots of current events in class this year because one of the things that's so exciting about Hislish is that we're looking at responses to oppression first throughout history and then bringing it up to modern times and looking at modern forms of oppression. So not only will you understand how people were oppressed in the past and how people responded in various different ways, whether it's through the arts, through uprisings, through political action, through even economic action. We're going to learn about that throughout history, and then we're going to bring it up to the present and learn how we can have an impact and how we can respond to oppression in modern times.
Love Hislish because it's really fun and it's really interesting to have it combined of English and history, and we're learning about oppression, which is a really interesting subject, and we get really into it, and it's really fun and it's really interesting, so you don't get bored, and they're always making you do something, so you're always in it and you're always interacting with everyone in your class, so it's really fun. And you know, the teachers are great. I love the teachers. They really teach us super well. And, yeah.
This year we're going to be using a set of formative assessments for all of the students. The sense is that we track their progress as they go throughout the entire semester. We have a specific rubric for 5 different categories of writing and teamwork, for document analysis and research, for the products that they're creating, and also for the content that they're learning. And based on those rubrics, we're going to be tracking their progress all semester long, seeing how they develop and how they grow and how they improve. After every major unit, we're going to be assessing their progress in each of these categories, and they are going to get qualitative feedback about what they did well and how they can improve in the future. They're going to be receiving feedback in terms, using terms like emerging proficiency. Proficiency or mastery. When they've mastered something, they know that they've really got it down. And that is how they're going to be graded. And what's great about this is that as they improve, they're going to get very good feedback on how they can improve, what they can do better next time, and then the grade that sticks is the grade at the end of the semester. We want them to have their own journey to success. And some are going to have one journey, some are going to have a different journey, but ultimately resulting in their success. That's our goal. And so this formative assessment process allows all of that to happen.
Writing is a very important skill, and both Mr. Stafford and I agree that especially sophomores need to hone their skills, learn the structure of various types of essays and styles, and be able to express themselves not only verbally but through words, right, through writing. So writing is incorporated in every unit that we are accomplishing this year in many different forms. The sophomores this year will experience so many different forms of writing versus the sophomores last year, who actually had a limited choice of styles of writing. Because we are looking at history and then talking about it in the present, the styles of writing and the type of writing that the sophomores will be doing this year will have more motivation behind it. There will be a purpose behind what they're writing, versus in the past as an English teacher, I struggled with, now you have to write an essay because I said so. And I never said that, but that's how it felt a lot of the time. Of course, writing literary analysis really helps you with your ability to think logically and express yourself. But as a sophomore, I think students need more than just, oh, I will have a better idea of how to write with logic.
I love Hislish because it's a really fun class to work with, and we're all very close together because we all do a lot of studies together, and and we learn a lot about the world today and oppression, and yeah, it's a really good class.
What are we talking about right now?
What else is
Oppression.
So we have no math.
What kind of oppression?
Oh, so I only have a chemistry and racial oppression.
How? What are they doing to these people?
We also well, they're treating them as inferior because they're not.
Like what did slaves do to Caliban?
Slavery.
I had slavery. Yeah, I think we mentioned it a few times. It's not.
So one of the really exciting things about the year is the capstone project. Since we're tying old oppression to modern forms of oppression, and we're thinking about that, the students are going to be taking the last 5 weeks of the school year and all the class time that lies therein to design their own response to a form of modern oppression. It doesn't have to be a form of oppression that we actually talked about in class either. It can be an oppression that they've identified as the year goes on. But what they do is they take the time to connect with an outside organization and really do something meaningful and perhaps even very long-lasting to address a modern form of oppression. So we're taking not only what they're doing in the class, but we're empowering them to leave the classroom with that energy and that enthusiasm to do something good, and they're empowering them to have some agency in making the world a better place.
Caliban could be considered the so if you rearrange the letters, it comes out cannibal. And cannibal was one of the aspects of Montaigne's essay.